What's going on, guys? Got another comic book haul video for you. Got a few stacks of books here I picked up from the flea market at the fairgrounds here in Louisville, Kentucky a couple weeks ago. They do a show every few months, and they always do one around New Year's, so I went out there and picked up a few books. Saw a couple new vendors, so that's always good. I've been going to the flea market there for probably about 3 or 4 years, ever since right around it opened up back when after COVID. And I've been going there every 3 or 4 months when they have their big events, just to check out the stuff. And they have a lot of the same vendors there, but they do have a couple new vendors every time, so that's always good. And there were some new vendors there this time that I picked up some stuff from, so that's cool. Get started here. These first stack of books are not from a new vendor. They are from the Potato Man, who used to have his own comic shop here in Louisville. It was one of the ones I remember going to as a kid. They had, it's in the 90s, so of course they had sports cards and comic books. And he just has a whole bunch of inventory, I guess, left over from the store from the 90s, so he always sets up at the flea market. So I bought from him a couple times, but he's slowly marking all the stuff down. So everything here was, let's see, $1, and then there was a couple of half-price books that I'll point out as I come across them. So I'll start off with this Witchblade Tomb Raider #1. This is not the Tomb Raider Witchblade #1, which is the first appearance of Lara Croft in comics. This one was a few years after that one came out. This was from the late 90s, but it's a pretty cool Michael Turner cover, so happy to find that for $1. Really happy to find this one for $1. It's Marvel Comics Presents #72. This is the Weapon X, the origin of Wolverine, the Barry Windsor Smith run. It ran for, I think, a whole year in Marvel Comics Presents, or they might have been doing every 2 weeks. Marvel Comics Presents when this came out, I'm not sure, but it was 12 issues. I think it was like 72 to 84, 85 maybe. So I had them all except for this one. This was a big book back in the day, especially when it first came out, because there was really no information on the origin of Wolverine, and this kind of delved into it, so it was really cool. Origin story of one of Marvel's most popular characters, especially back in the 90s. So I don't think I ever had this one when I was a kid. I had some of the later ones, but I don't think I ever had this first one. So I was really happy to find that one for $1 to complete the Weapon X run. Next, got a G.I. Joe book from Volume 1. It's 32. It's a nice Dreadnoks cover here. I can't remember if this is the first appearance of the Dreadnoks or not, but it's a cool cover appearance, and I was happy to find that one for $1. Got a Darkness Prelude book. I'm not sure what this one was. I just like these promo, origin type books. This doesn't have a number on it. I'm not sure if it was released with Wizard or at a convention or something, but it looked interesting, so I grabbed it. I'm really happy to find this one too. This is Darkness #1. It's got a $15 price tag on it, but it was only $1, and it's actually signed by Garth. I think that's Garth Ennis' signature over there. So usually I don't like signed books, but I was looking for this one. I need this one for my collection, and Garth Ennis is one of my favorite writers, so if he scribbles on top of it, that's okay, I guess. I don't think Mark Silvestri signed it. He did the art, but really cool. Find that one for $1. Got this Iron Man 219. This is first appearance of Ghost. This one was hot when the Ant-Man movie came out, when Ghost was the villain. It was going for, I don't know, 20 or 30 bucks back then. But you can find them relatively cheap now. So I was happy to find that one for $1. When they ever recast Ghost or comes back in another movie, maybe it'll pop up. Or is Ghost, I can't remember if Ghost is going to be in Thunderbolts or not. It might be in there, so who knows. Really fun, Amazing Spider-Man. This one's $2.85. It's a cool Mike Zeck cover. I was going to look to see if he did the interior as well. Anytime Mike Zeck draws Punisher, I am in. He did the covers on all those, the miniseries. No, Alan Kuppenberg does the interior pencils. But it's a cool Mike Zeck cover, and it's a newsstand. It's not in the best shape. It's got some spine ticks on there, some fading, but for $1, can't beat that. This one was not $1. This one was $10. All the price books were half off of whatever it was, so this one was marked as $20. and it was 10. And this first appearance Beta Ray Bill, obviously, and it's a newsstand. It's not in the best shape, but for $10, I could not leave this one behind. Shout out to my buddy Chris at North Garden Comics. He's a big Walt Simonson Thor fan, so I immediately thought of him when I saw this. So I don't know if I'll keep this or try to sell it. It's only $10. I'll probably get about 50 for it, I think, in the condition it's in, at least. So I might try to flip it, but I'll hold on to it for a while at least. Last two things I got from Potato Man's were some good 90s nostalgia stuff. Got some Spawn Pogs. Unfortunately, I thought the Pogs were still in there, but they had all been popped out, so that's kind of a bummer. It just leave the, I guess this is what they looked like when you popped them out, but I just couldn't resist a shiny foily Pog board with some cool Tom McFarlane art on there. And then some more shininess. This is some foil uncut sheet of Marvel Metal from 1995. I don't remember these cards. I think I'd gotten out of comics in 1995 and gotten out of the cards too, but I remember the Marvel X-Men Fleer Ultra. Those were the coolest cards. Those are the Marvel Masterpiece ones. The Fleer Ultra ones, those were X-Men only, I think, so that was pretty cool. And these, there's Iron Man and Venom, so it's not X-Men only, but it's pretty cool, shiny art on there. So that's all I got from Potato Man. The next stack here is from one of the new vendors. I think, oh, here we go. Focus, there we go. These were all $2 or $3 a piece. And this is more modern stuff. Let's see, starting off the Usagi Yojimbo, number 4 of 5, the Crow. This was, I think it came out last year or earlier, or in 2023 when Dark Horse got the Usagi license back. Just a cool David Nakayama cover, drawn Usagi, so happy to find that. Got a Turtles from the IDW run. It says 133. I just grabbed this one because it's a retailer incentive variant, and it was $3, so couldn't pass that up. Really happy to find this. This is number 5 from volume 2, I think, from the Mirage run. This is from 1994. So I think I got 1, 2, and 3 in this. I'm not sure how long this ran. It didn't run too long, but maybe 12 issues or something. I don't know. But really happy to find number 5. I don't see the early Turtles stuff very often for cheap, so when I do, I definitely grab it if I don't have it. A couple Spawn books here. This is number 81 and number 105. Again, just trying to. Well, these were $1, I think. Yeah, the Spawn books were $1, and then the rest of these were $1. 105, and then fun Silver Surfer book. This is number 100 from volume 3. Just a shiny, cool hologram cover. Can't go wrong with that. I'm sure that was during the 90s as well. So happy to find that. A couple of crossover books here. Got She Vampirella number 1. I've never seen this one before. I pick up the Vampirella stuff because she does a lot of crossovers with a lot of my favorite artists. So this one is drawn by Kevin Lau. He did the Vampy series, which is highly sought after. There's some expensive variants in that. That Stephen Platt variant, and the one for Vampy, was it 24? The Dave Stevens homage. Those are the big ones in that run. But this one I grabbed just because Warren Ellis wrote it. He's another one of my favorite writers, so happy to find that. Another Vampirella crossover here. This one's Pantha. This was written by Mark Miller, and Mark Teixeira does all the interior art, so I thought that was really cool. He's got that painted style, similar to Alex Ross, I guess, that I like. And he did a lot of the interior stuff for like Ghost Rider, and I think he did it on a Punisher too. That was pretty cool. So I was happy to find that. Speaking of painted artists, or artists that do a painted style, I guess, we got Deadpool vs. Thanos. This is the Greg Hildebrandt variant. It's a fun cover with Thanos and Deadpool. And just grabbed this one. I think Jim Starlin did this miniseries. I can't remember. It doesn't have his name on the front who wrote it, but just a fun cover there. And the last one from this particular vendor, couldn't leave this one behind. This is Karate Kai number 1. This is the retailer incentive variant. Just obviously a spoof on Cobra Kai. It's got a cool version of Creed on there. Or Kreese, not Creed. Creed is from Rocky. Kreese is from Karate Kid. Sorry about that. So yeah, they do this junior high horrors. They do some fun parody books. So I was happy to find that one for, I think it was either $1 or $3. I'm not sure, but definitely cheaper than cover price of what it was for these relatively new books. All right, and then lastly, we've got a stack from another new vendor. So this vendor was one of the ones that I recognized from that show out in Shepherdsville that I set up at when I set up as a vendor out there in October and sold a bunch of stuff. This was this booth at the flea market. I think this was the first time this guy had set up. He was a vendor out there, and a lot of his stuff didn't have prices on it, including this Infinity Gauntlet number 2. So he had stuff in $1 boxes, $2 boxes, and then priced as marked. But then a lot of the stuff were in different boxes and didn't have prices on it. So the first one that I came across that I was interested in was this Infinity Gauntlet, and I asked him how much they were. He said he didn't know, he'd have to look it up, so I just kept digging. I was just going to focus on the priced books and the books in the $1 and $2 bins, not worry about the price stuff, or the stuff that wasn't priced, because I saw him looking them up on Key Collector just to see if they were anything crazy expensive. So I figured he was going to price them, more than $1 or $2. But he came back and said this and these other 2 Infinity Gauntlet books I got or picked out were only $2 each. So I decided to grab them because I don't have these Infinity Gauntlet books. I'm only missing number 1 now, so hopefully I can find that for cheap. But I'll probably have to pay $5 or $10 for this. Or for that one. Number 2 here, it's got some water damage there in the trade dress, but other than that, it's pretty good. Then I got number 5, it's in really good shape, and then number 6, it's also really good shape. So those were all $2 each, and let's go on to the next one. This one was a priced book I got. This one was $25. You can see the sticker on there. I grabbed this one, Batman Beyond number 1. This is the Six Flags variant. You can see down there. I'm pretty sure either this one or the newsstand one is the rarest version of this particular book. This one was a promo book that they handed out at Six Flags around the country when this one came out in '99, it looks like. And Louisville has a Six Flags. It's on the fairgrounds right next to where they do the flea market, actually. It's Kentucky Kingdom, Six Flags over Kentucky Kingdom or whatever. So I'm not sure if that's exactly where this one came from, but probably, since it's in the area, and that would make the most sense. And this isn't in the greatest of shape. There's plenty of spine ticks. There's there's a little chunk missing from the cover right there, and then there's some creasing there. Obviously, you can see the spine ticks. It's not in the greatest of shape, but these go for this particular version goes for about $150, I think. So I bought it for $25. In this condition, I don't know. I probably at least double my money on that. So I have no great affinity for this character, so I'll definitely be trying to flip this one to make some money. This one was $1, so that was fun. Batman Adventures number 1. I remember when this came out, I was a big fan of the Batman animated series, and this was the comic adaptation of the cartoon adaptation of the comic book of Batman. So it was a copy of a copy of a copy kind of thing, but really fun. Just love the art style. Love Kevin Conroy as the voice of Batman. He had, I think, 1 through 15, I think. He didn't have 12, obviously. Even if that was in the $1 box, I wasn't going to take him for a ride and say, try to get that one for $1. I did find that Superman Adventures with the Bruce Timm cover with Supergirl on it, and I pulled that one out. And he did have that one in the $1 box. Excuse me. But he saw it on top of my stack, and he just kind of grabbed it and started looking it up, because I guess I made him paranoid when I was pulling out the Infinity Gauntlet stuff or something. So he looked up the Superman Adventures with Supergirl on there, and he's like, "Oh man, that one's you got a good eye. That one's worth more than $1." It's like, yeah, I know. So it goes for about $50 or $60 on eBay. He said he couldn't give it to me for $1. I was like, whatever, I'm not going to pay for it then. So I don't know what he ended up pricing it at, but I thought it was just funny that I pulled it out. This one, he charged me $5 for. It's JSA Classified #2, the Adam Hughes variant. It's a cool Power Girl cover. He said some guy had pulled out #1. I think #1's got the Adam Hughes cover on it as well. That one goes for a little bit more than this one. This one goes for like $15-20, so I'm going to try to flip this one as well. And then last 2 books here, got Flashpoint #1. This one was $1. It was funny because he was making fun of Flashpoint. The last dollar book, or dollar box I looked in, I was like, are all these $1? And he said, yeah, there's some Flashpoint in there too, so nobody wants it. But the first #1 goes for, this is my second or third copy I've got, and I always sell them for $20 or $30. So he had it for $1, so I'll buy it for $1 and flip it. That's for sure. It's cool. Andy Kubert cover. And, this has the first appearance of one of the, maybe not Damian Wayne, but I don't know, one of the Batman people that turns into, or one of the, I don't know, I can't remember what it is, the first appearance of, but its first appearance, it goes for $20 or $30, so I grabbed it. Last book I got, Captain America 251. This one was $2. Just needed this for my Captain America run. It's in really good shape. So these, less than sub 300 number Captain America, if I can find them in good shape for $1 or $2, I'll pick them up every time if I need them. So kind of a cool, looks like the Hulk in the background there, but it's probably not, but it kind of looks like the Gray Hulk there, about to do some dirty stuff to Mr. America there. So who knows. Happy to find it for $2. So alright guys, that's going to do it. These are flea market pickups, so hope you enjoyed them, and I will talk to you later. Bye.